This is The Process Shot. I'm Michael. I've seen the 1960 comedy film The Bellboy, and this will probably be the closest I'll ever get to being inside of a luxury hotel. Directed by and starring Jerry Lewis, the film follows him as Stanley, a bellboy working at the Fontainebleau Hotel in Miami, Florida. Along with a number of other employees of the hotel, Stanley silently spends his working hours with diligence and confusion, whether due to his own mistakes or the eccentricity of other tenants of the hotel. The film forgoes a narrative entirely, being more of a collection of vignettes focused on Stanley and his job, each with their own gags and stories to show and tell. There's a clear indication that the movie doesn't care for a real story to tell, and just wants to make the viewer laugh. Thanks to that renewed focus, every individual scene is given a great comedic flair, introducing initial concepts and ideas, which are developed and built upon in later scenes. Despite this, though, every scene does feel unique, keeping the overall film from wasting your time by repeating itself with the same exact gags and performances. It's also able to keep the world within these vignettes feeling complete and relatively well crafted, sharing enough personality and relationships between the other hotel employees to prevent them from being completely one-dimensional or obvious foils for Stanley to bounce off of in his own gags. While The Bellboy has its fair share of physical and situational humor, it also takes several opportunities to experiment with its jokes and storytelling, making creative use of the technical aspects of its own filmmaking to help. In its more ambitious gags, the film outright breaks the fourth wall in rather surprising ways. Or at least they come as a surprise when they do happen. Outside of these scenes, the cinematography of the film comes into play, with shots framed to hide visual information ahead of a sight gag, or to help emphasize the scale of a setting for the sake of another joke. It may not seem like much, but it works thanks in part to its simplicity. In fact, much of the film's jokes work because of how simple and easy they are to understand off the cuff. The bellboy is able to get across a lot with relatively little, focusing more on character gags rather than anything truly spectacular or grand, and in the end it's a showcase for the kind of wit and imagination necessary to be able to pull off this sort of thing. I mean, it may also help if you can get a hotel to work at as well. You might have to start smaller. The Bellboy. Jerry Lewis, 1960. 4 stars. I definitely recommend seeing it. Anyways, that's it for me. If you like this review, leave it a like. If you think I could do better, leave a comment. Subscribe to the channel for more reviews like this in the future. In the meantime, I should see if there's anything from this movie I can practice while I'm here. I'm probably going to need to find new work if I ever get out of this place.